Well, hello and welcome to Car Talks number 2. Today, I'm going to be talking about where to fish right now in South Dakota, Midwest, with the weather. So yeah, let's dive right into it. Alright, so first we're going to talk about the weather right now. If you're in the Midwest, you know that we're all over the board right now. We just got hail yesterday, like big old chunks, like this big, I'd say. Coming down hard, not fishing that day, of course, because might have gotten a concussion. But yeah, today it's beautiful, and then the next few days are a little chilly. So it's kind of hard, like when the freak are the fish gonna start spawning, or all that. But around this time I try to focus on more river fishing than lake fishing, because I like walleye fishing a lot. As you might know if you watch some of my shorts or the last video where I talked about fishing just in South Dakota in general. So right now we're in spring, of course, so in the Midwest it's gonna be pretty unpredictable weather. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go next week, it's gonna be like nice out, spring weather, because like snow will be predicted for a day, and then next day it's predicted to be like 60 and sunny. So like there's really no prediction on what like the weather will be right now. So I find that fishing in rivers is easier than lakes, at least for me, because I can fish from the bank, so I don't need to set up the fishing boat quite yet when the weather is still unpredictable. So I can still fish from the shore easily, so that makes it easier. But it also holds a lot of walleye if you're fishing on like on falls, or maybe just a lot of public fishing spots have good spots on the river for you to fish. So I found that as well. I typically, in the early spring, I typically use minnows and soft swim baits, just either jigging them up and down slow or just straight retrieval. For the minnows, I like to use a bobber of any sort. If it clips onto your line, that's fine. If it's a through line bobber, that's even better, so you can adjust the depth that it goes to. But I typically will set up either bottom rigs too. I do bottom rigs for minnows as well. The bottom rigs, you'll typically catch more catfish and suckers as well as walleye, but if you use it on a bobber and let it drift down with the current, I'll typically catch more walleye than if I were just fishing bottom and catching other bycatch fish, of course. So that's something to think about when you're throwing out kind of what fish are in the body of water. Are there a lot of bottom feeders? If you're just going for walleye, I would recommend putting it out on bobber. You're still gonna catch catfish, but you'll catch a lot more walleye, at least in my experience, on a bobber than on the bottom. So that's just a little tip. And then touching now, since we're kind of out of early, like since it's not open water anymore, like early open water, I mean, of course it is open water, sorry for yapping so much, but now in the middle of spring, I'd say we are. It's still kind of false, whatever, false winter, false spring, like back and forth. But now I'm getting excited to go wading. I have waders for duck hunting, so it makes it easy. I can get deeper in the water and cast out a little deeper where the fish are moving in when it gets warmer. So that's another thing to think about when the weather is getting warmer and the water is getting a little nicer. Definitely if you have waders that can handle just being in the water, if it's a little chillier, I do recommend going and wading, because you can cast a lot further out, and that's where I do catch more fish altogether. Pike, northern pike too, a lot more of those when you can cast further out and it's not early spring. In early spring, if you're going for pike, river for sure, that's where they are. And of course they're on lakes too, but the big pike, yeah, that's gonna be a river, and you're gonna want to use like either smelt or just bigger bait fish if you want those big fish. But it's a blast, I'm telling you, it's a blast. There are some nice pike in the Missouri River. So if you're looking for those early spring, definitely best. But even now, like if the water levels, you have to watch those, but that's a whole different game, you know. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now, middle of spring. And then once it gets into late spring, I'm gonna get the fishing boat out, and I hope to, you know, video myself fishing more than I have, and get fishing content in longer form videos as well, not just talking. But I do love talking about fishing, so that's also kind of evident. But if you guys have any more questions about spring fishing or lures to use, you know, I'd love to make another video about just lures that I like to use. So really, spring live bait and artificial, both are great. And honestly, spring's just my favorite time to fish overall. Once it gets more predictable, like warm weather, it's really nice. So the fish are biting now, biting before now, biting after. So just go out there and, you know, just bring a bucket of minnows. Like, you'll catch fish, you know. If you're new to fishing, bring out minnows, do a little research on hook size, weights, whatnot. Depends on body of water and current, if you have any in a river. So yeah, just if you don't know much about fishing, I hope this helped a little bit. But yeah, definitely try it out and go out, and I bet you'll catch some fish. So good luck, keep on fishing, and I'll see you guys next time.